Hello out there. It looks like I am back and ready to move on to the next part of this series. Now, although I have recalled that there are some areas in Darkroot Basin that I might have wanted to go to and finish, I think I recalled promising in the last video that we would be heading down to Blighttown. And so I'm going to actually stick with that for a while, at least. I can stick with it for a while. I'm going to do it. Somehow. One way or another. Although there's a certain amount of unpleasantness in any trip to Blighttown. This is a PlayStation 3 after all. You can expect more than just the unpleasant residents of the place to get in the way. But, who knows. It should be okay. And it would be a shame to skip it, just to make my own life easier. This is a challenge play, goddammit. We're going to do the challenging things. Even if I have to cheese my way through it all. Although, now oh wait, I got plenty of souls. I don't think I need to level up just yet. Because it did just occur to me that I really should get some toxic antidote, or I'm going to regret it in a huge way when I finally do get there. But thankfully the merchant is on the way. Yeah, I didn't really mean to talk to you. Yeah, come on. How much do I have? Oh, I don't need any blood red. How much toxic is enough to get by with? I'll take 12. And then I'll get a bunch of poison. Yep, that should do it. Now we can go down to the depths and finally finish off that area. I don't think there's anything I particularly need to talk about on the way down there. So what shall I talk about? I don't want to, well, what am I going to end up doing as I move down this area? Although I would be a little tempted to get more green titanite off the slimes, I don't think there's any reason to rush it. My plus 10 Caestus weapon is good enough for anything down here. Ah, stop it. You guys used to be more scary than you are now. Right now I'm feeling good. Picked up a humanity. That's the other thing we might need at some point. Some more humanities to kindle more bonfires. So I seem to have lost a couple in my trip to the catacombs. And the asylum. Oh, that trip to the asylum. Man. I'm so bad. Oh well. Let's run. These parts of wood. What have I got in my offhands at the moment? Guess it does. I really should different spell, I think, in my other hand. I've been using these pyromancer flames. Having a flame jab in my offhand worked well enough for these guys. Let's see how much easier the having a fire weapon makes these guys. Not nearly so painful. Oh wait, I got my steel helmet on at the moment. Mask of the Child back on. Give me some more jabs. Yep. With. Learn how to play. This bonfire was probably kindled a little bit, but there's no particular reason. Even if it wasn't, I don't think I need too many down here. You know what? I should I was going to make this sort of half a walkthrough, even if I'm not very good at it. So I should actually be showing people some of the stuff they haven't seen yet. There's plenty of that down here, because I didn't go very far when I was here. There's one important place that everyone should take a look at. Because I would have mentioned it the first time I was here, but why don't we show it off for a change? Yeah, I'm really slow here. Well, let's fix that for a sec. Rusted iron ring. Not slow at all now. Not exactly an exemplary place. Not exactly the best place to use it, but you know, that sort of demonstrates the effect. I'll go with it for now. Boxing with something that won't stand still. Thankfully, he's as bad as I am. Unable to hit anything. Take that table. Fall down and... Giant rat. A very active giant rat. Nonetheless, giant rat all the same. Now, should be there's the item. For those who are interested in it, and it is a good shield for the next area. Being pretty resistant to poison, its various effects. Spider shield. You take a look. Wait, that was right. What? I think it was resistant to... Oh wait, it has resistance to poison. It's not an actual stat on the shield though. So you just have to take the lore text word for it. Yeah, what's the chances of me beating up this rat? I don't know. Nope. It's got a plunging attack it, but it's hiding directly under the bridge. Oh. You're down. That hit a bit harder than I thought it would. Oh well. I was thinking he would take him to half health and then I might have a bit of a punching match with him, but apparently he's not very tough at all. Too bad, so sad. Well, since I've gone this far. Let's open up the shortcut. So I can wander around this place freely as I want to. Because everyone will want to see the basilisk area, right? I'll show you how this area is done normally. Starting from, here's the bonfire. What am I doing? They're riposting these guys. I can't resist killing these guys. I always feel like they're gonna drop something. Trying to drop me. So my poise is just too high to be knocked down. Not hitting anything! So the normal way to play this area is to run through here. There'll be a bunch of rats. This is where I picked up the Great Axe earlier, which is a fun weapon if you're into like super heavy weapons. Probably in the class of the Zweihander and other ridiculously heavy things that almost have to be two-handed to make any sense. You need a ton of strength if you want to wield something like a Great Axe in one hand. If you're like me and not using a shield, but you want to use a weapon, that would probably be the way to go. Just two-hand something ridiculous and nuke everything to death. No humanities? I'm a bit disappointed. I'm going to have to go into human form at some point here. I don't want to let Kirk get away. For now, here's the fog core. And on the other side, there's nothing much. But there's a sorcerer patrolling the area. Along with his pet rats, which he'll buff if he gets to do his little dance. Yep. Where did you come from? The sorcerer will come up, and the rats may or may not follow him, it just depends how energetic they're feeling. And it seems like I'm a bit too powerful to make this area a real challenge. I think I can carefully, but bust through this area quite easily, just by tanking and punching. There's rats in boxes here, but they always jump forward. You can easily hit them when they come out. No rats in these boxes, it's a fake out. And large Titanite. We'll take. Probably be useful for my armor later. Haven't really decided what my ultimate armor might end up being. I'll probably end up with something pretty heavy. Now this area's just sort of squared off, but there's like holes in various places. So like that rat there, he walks over there, runs onto that hole, jumps across. And if you follow him without paying much attention, you'll probably fall in the hole and end up in a place you don't want to be. And I certainly don't want to enter that place from that direction, so we'll go for this rat first. I don't think there's anything over. There's no reason to even kill that rat and go over there at all. You can just come up here, and here's where the giant rat was. So assuming you fight and kill the giant rat in one way or the other, you can slide down here just by sort of doing it this way. If you slide more to the center, you'll fall in there, and then you'll have to walk out through the side here. But there's a bunch of rats down there. Pretty big ones too. Take that rat. Around here, there's a couple of slimes on the ceiling, a couple of slimes on the floor too, just to keep things interesting. Give me something. Oh yeah. Me disappoint. You can see that splotch on the ceiling there where a slime's hiding. I think there's another one over there somewhere, but Not terribly interested just yet. The boss is basically through this door. If you kill the boss, though, you can't get Kirk to appear, so we should make sure we do that first. The other points of interest around here are basically the door to Blighttown, which you can't open until you defeat the boss. And a merchant.
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
Yep. He sells gold pine resin, so if you like lightning weapons, that's a good chance to get one early. It's not really a lightning weapon, just lightning damage, but lightning damage itself is something to behold. He also sells crystal weapons, which are basically very hard-hitting weapons that are completely impossible to repair and have very low durability. I'm not into them myself, but that's probably because I don't power game too much. I prefer just doing things in a stable fashion. The only other thing of interest he sells at the moment is his own armor that he's wearing. So, Helm of the Wise, Armor of the Glorious. And as you can see, that costs quite a few souls. Although, I think it's, it's neat looking armor.
That is a shame, but no matter.
And it's
No,
not bad
worry.
statistically.
Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us someday.
All good. Yep. You're a slime. You don't take kindly to your kind around here. Come on, drop something. That's all I ask. And let's get this business with Kirk, the basilisk, out of the way. If you fell down one of those holes chasing those rats around, you'll have met the basilisks already. Because that's where the holes drop you, pretty much just into their nest area. And that's unpleasant to behold. Because they're one of the few enemies in the game with a completely instant kill attack. Even though it's not a big deal in the depths area because they're not very powerful. They have the ability to curse you, but if you're in any way prepared for curse damage, it's not such a huge problem. Alas, I am not prepared. I thought I would have one set of armor somewhere that would give me even some minor curse resistance. But it looks like I'm in a bit of trouble. Being in human form might help, but I don't think that's entirely reliable. So my curse was just like 30. That's bad. If I used some humanity, I would get more, but I'm not certain I want to use my humanity so recklessly. Farm rats to get more, but it seems like a waste of time at the moment. I have some twin humanities though. A bit like the regular humanities, they're a bit of an odd item that tends to stick around in one's inventory. Oh well. It's either nope, no donations from these guys. Oh well, maybe we'll just be careful. Think I can go with that. Also, this guy might give me some. Here it comes. What's with that? Oh. I didn't even see that basilisk. I almost shuffled off this mortal coil quite early. Well, for the moment we'll deal with Kirk. Oh dear, there's the guy. It's the guy. Are you still following me? Even worth it. You're still doing that crap. Stop smirking. It's bad for you. Humanity acquired. I didn't get any of his stuff though, which was a shame. Although I don't think I could have used any of the things he would have dropped initially anyway. His armor might be kind of fun, but everything else is of no use to me at the moment. Sometimes he drops his sword and his shield. They're kind of fun, bleedy items. Now, if you haven't been here before, the giant googly eye enemies here are basilisks. And they basically don't have any physical attacks, or if they do, they're very rare and not at all threatening. All they really do is just shoot fog at you, and if you stand in the fog long enough, you just die. Like, you die instantly. And on top of dying, you'll receive a status alignment called Curse, which persists even after you die, and cuts your health bar in half. And it stacks too, so if you get killed by a curse twice, or you get killed by a curse while you're cursed, your health will go down to a quarter, and then an eighth, and so forth, until you basically either get the curse removed, or rage quit and start a new character. Whichever happens to come first. As long as you keep an eye on your curse bar, it's not usually an issue. If you've got something like a curse bite ring, ooh, I have death, or curse resistant armor, you can build up your curse resistance to the point where it's almost a non-issue. You'd have to be standing in the fog for quite a while in order to actually start to succumb to a curse from these guys. And of course, most of the time, as you can see, you can just walk out of the cloud and nothing will happen anyway. This is a good place to get Eyes of Death if you don't want to try and get them by being a Grave Lord, because that's the normal way to get them. If you have enough Eyes of Death, you can level up your Grave Lord Covenant standing. You can get some fun miracles like the Grave Lord Swords, which is basically a copy of a particular boss attack that you can use as a spell, as well as the Grave Lord Sword itself, which you can use as a weapon. One of the few weapons that has Toxic as a status effect, although it takes a bit too long to apply, I think. It's how this usually goes. I don't know why I keep using the strong attack when I'm trying to plunge attack people. It's obviously not how one is supposed to do it. But I'm getting used to strong attacking these guys just to get rid of them in a hurry. As you can see, they don't have any physical attacks that they use on a regular basis, so they tend to just sort of run up and allow you to punch them. And there's only a couple more. Yeah, just make sure you don't stand in the cloud, and these guys are capable. The only real problem you might have if you fell down here and were surprised by them is just the sheer number of clouds a whole bunch of them might make in a quick amount of time. And of course, if you came down here knowing nothing at all, you probably wouldn't even realize what the cloud did at first. But yeah, don't get cursed. Curse is the worst status effect in this game by a long shot. always carry some purging stones too, even if you think you'll never use them. Because getting cursed without a purging stone requires you to go a very long way to a place that you may never have been before, and you would wonder why you would have to go there to receive such a service anyway. Because, you know, there's just no connection between getting cursed in the depths and, like, okay, now I'm cursed, where do I go to get uncursed? The freaking New Londo ruins? Why would I go there to get uncursed? I don't understand. Like, once you learn all the lore of the game and such, it makes some sense, but at the same time you're like, yeah, I had to consult the internet a little bit too much for that to make sense. From a game design standpoint. Did I put that last item? It doesn't matter. The last item would have been humanity. Like a single piece. I can live without it. As long as we got that ring. The ring I picked up will heal you when you kill an enemy, which is neat. It's not actually effective enough to be reliable though. We gotta go back to the tier stone for a while. Don't suspect I'm getting any great benefit from it, but what the hey. Also, for better or worse, let's kindle this bonfire before going on to the boss. There we go. So, since we've covered all the depths now, I'll just make a little cut and we'll go to the boss.